Hey there, friends. How is it going on this beautiful June day? I wanted to hop on Facebook World to talk a little bit about the term greenwashing and just share a little bit of the stuff that I have learned about it. I love researching and digging into stuff, love natural stuff. So it's something that I'm kind of passionate about and just wanted to share the things that I have learned. So the term greenwashing is when companies are doing things like putting a little natural leaf on the label, or maybe putting a tree, or they put the phrase like now with botanicals or now with essential oils or something like that on the label, and it's a marketing tactic. And basically what it boils down to is that people are wising up to wanting healthier choices and to wanting to ditch toxins from their products. People are wanting more natural stuff. One fact that I always share with people is that the European Union, as of I think it's 2008, has banned over 1,300 chemicals, toxic chemicals from their products, where the U.S. as of 2000 and I think it was 18, we've only banned 30. So we're a little behind in just like the health and safety of having chemicals in our products. But so people themselves are just kind of waking up and they're being like, well, we don't want all this junk in our products. Most of us grew up, with our parents using all kinds of products with chemicals in it because that's what they were told was good and healthy. And now they're figuring out, the Environmental Working Group and other agencies are figuring out that stuff is not good for us. But unfortunately, there's so much money being made on these products that people are used to using, grew up on, that they're not ditching the toxins, okay? So what they're doing now is they're just trying to make them look healthier and better. And most people, we're too busy to go out and do a bunch of research or do a bunch of label reading to figure out, what's really in our products. I love to try to empower people to actually do that, to check out the Environmental Working Group website, to learn a little bit about the chemicals that are in products, and to start to label read. So there's studies that show that nowadays the toxicity inside a house can be worse than outside. So that's pretty crazy just to think of like the things that we're using in cleaners and products and in our air and our air fresheners and things like that can be making our homes toxic environments, right? And so we're the gatekeepers of our homes, usually as women, sometimes guys too, you're buying the products. And so I love to empower people to learn about these things and just to educate people. So one of the companies that recently I was listening to the radio, and it was Mrs. Meyer's, which I used to buy, and it smells so good and you think it's natural, but it's really not. The ingredients are not so great. They have stuff in there that's not so good. But I was listening to the radio and it said something to the ad said something like, oh, we use essential oils. We only use the best. And I was like, oh, wow, maybe they've ditched the word fragrance. Fragrance is an ingredient that they can put a ton of chemicals into, and it's just not, it's grandfathered in. The FDA doesn't care. And so when I say fragrance, I don't mean smelly things, because essential oils are natural plant goodness that smells good, so they have fragrance and smell good. But the word fragrance on your ingredient list is not a good thing. And so I was like, oh, maybe they've ditched the fragrance and now they just have essential oils. And I was at my friend's house and she had Miss Meyer's in her bathroom, and I was like, oh, I'm going to scope it out. So I just checked the label, and there it said essential oils on the ingredients, after some other not so good ones. And then right after was the word fragrance. So they didn't take out anything bad. They just added in essential oils, and their marketing tactic is to make it sound like it's natural, right? And so that's what greenwashing is. It's just basically either adding in something natural or good, putting a leaf on the label, and most consumers just don't know they want something natural. And that's why it makes me so mad, because I'm like, people want good stuff. It's just that we don't have time to sit there and research and dig in and label read. And, most of I sell natural products, and that's part of why I love the company that I sell for. And, I encourage people to just dig in and research and do your own label reading and check out what you use. The reason I love what I use is only because it's easy. Like, I have sat there and I've read their labels, and some of the things I haven't been able to pronounce, I've looked up, and it's like, oh, that comes from a coconut. Okay. Oh, that comes from a plant. So like, everything is plant-based, and I really can trust that that's like their mission, is to give people toxin-free options and not try and trick people, you know? So that's why I love the company, because it's just easy. Like, most parents and most moms and most women, we don't have time to sit there and guess whether or not a company is being legit, and or if they're just greenwashing us, you know, and trying to trick us into, you know, buying something that we think is natural when really it's just the same crap with a pretty leaf on the label, right? So, you know, I mean, we can't be perfect, and nobody's going to have, you know, we can't avoid toxins altogether. We work places that might have them, or, you know, we go out and we might have to use them. But as moms and as, you know, wives and as the gatekeepers of our home kind of thing, I feel like, you know, I can make choices, and I can make better choices, and I can move towards ditching toxins from my house. It's something I can control as far as health and wellness. And this day and age, so many people are sick. So many people are on medication. So many people are getting sicker and sicker. And it's something to think about. Watch the documentary Stink. That's what it's called. Watch that. Pretty good stuff. But just to think about that, our parents' generation was the generation that started using a lot of chemicals, a lot of processed foods, a lot of canned things, where lots of chemicals came in to where when I grew up, that's kind of how it was. And there is an incline in all kinds of sicknesses. Like, toxins went up and sicknesses went up too. And I feel like our generation and the younger generations are waking up to being like, wait a second, maybe our great-grandparents had it right when they were doing things more natural and we didn't have all this toxic junk. And people are going back to that sort of thing. So anyway, just wanted to share a little bit about greenwashing, what it is, help people to understand that just because it has a pretty leaf or says botanicals or essential oils or something like that, you can't always trust a company and their marketing tactics. They're sneaky, and it sucks. And that's why I love the company that I represent, you know, and I just encourage people to do their own research and find a company that you can trust. And if you've never even considered ditching toxins, do some research, because it's really important. It really can change your health and wellness and the future of your health and wellness for yourself and your family. So, all right, guys, bye.